Evening, John. How you doing?
Hey, I'm fine. What about you?
Yeah, not too bad at all. Not too bad. What time is it? In Thessaloniki, must be what 8 p.m. now.
Yeah, it's about 8 p.m.
Oh, okay, cool. How was your day? Busy one.
Uh, so.
Nothing you can't handle.
Yeah.
Good. I've been doing some agile training today, just to get a bit deeper into some of the tech stuff we're doing. So that's been quite interesting. Just a kind of online course thing.
Mhm.
So yeah, no, it's been quite interesting indeed. So yeah, put my camera on as well.
Okay, I came up here to do my test, you know.
Yes, no, listen, I wouldn't expect anything less, mate.
Yeah, of course, I need to do my test before start.
course.
Yeah, you see only the presentation, right?
Yes.
Nothing else. Okay. Let me. Okay, now I change. It's okay. Come on. Okay, it's the beginning. All right. You hear me clearly, I guess.
Yep. All good.
You see me clearly also.
Very clearly. Yep. Have you got like one of the special lights or
Yeah,
something?
it's actually a desk lamp that I have
Yep.
here. That you can set what color you need to. You can adjust.
Yep.
You can make it warm. You can make more light. This is recommending as a reading mode. I don't know
Right. Yeah.
what that means actually. The reading mode, but
Yeah.
it's quite enough to see my face and to focus on me. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. No, it works fine.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think it's all set. I have done my preparation regarding the presentation. I have done it before once, so
Yeah.
I think that we'll have a quite interesting discussion from the
Cool.
audience. Yeah.
Perfect. Did you do this one as an online presentation previously, or was it actually
It was
like live, as in as in at a venue?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Let's see. The session will be recorded, Martin, right?
Yes, we've started recording already. Yeah, and then obviously I'll mention at the start, just when I give a brief introduction, pass over to yourself. That, of course, if anyone doesn't want to appear on camera, then keep your camera switched off. But
Yeah.
I'll upload it to the YouTube channel tomorrow. So it'll be up there. We've got quite a few testing meetups that we've done previously. Quite a few other topics as well. So it's kind of building into quite a large resource. I think we've got about 12 or 13 talks on there, so that's which is good.
Did you integrate it with like a live stream or something like that? Do you have tried it ever?
I haven't tried it, no, but always kind of open.
Yeah, I think that you will expand the audience. Live streaming with the live streaming thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was on I do quite like the live streaming. Actually, I was on one today that was run through LinkedIn, and it was quite good. There was quite a good turnout. I would have said, what platform would you use for that specifically, John? I don't know if you've done it before.
I just use the YouTube Studio and the OBS program in my laptop. It's a product that shares screen and you can do many adjustments. They have a great integration with the YouTube here already. So you just log in your YouTube account and it is connected. And then just you can set up a live streaming date and you just press the streaming button and start it. You can adjust your, as the Zoom right now, I'm doing right now, to top left, to the top right, your face, and then what exactly you want to share. Do you want to share the entire screen? You want to share a window or whatever you want. It's easy enough to set up those things with OBS. It's an actually a streaming problem. Mostly YouTubers and gamers use it, live streaming of game. But it works also for this kind of work.
Cool for tech talks. Oh, that's a really good tip. Actually, I'll have a look into that for the next one, because if it just helps expand the audience base.
There's nothing just to do with another platform that you need to use, right? You will have, of course, people in online meeting as we do right now.
Yeah.
With Zoom. And there we just share them the screen that you see. All of this kind of stuff. Yeah.
That's it. They can still use the kind of chat function, etc. And everything else. Yeah. Okay. That's a good idea.
I think that I would use better the mouse instead of my keyboard.
Yeah. good. Yeah, we'll give it a few minutes just to let people get logged
Yeah.
in and stuff. And it's always the same.
Mhm.
Nobody can ever find the link.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny if I'm doing one of these and it's someone I know, I always get a text message, "Where's the link?" And it's like, yeah, it's on the meetup page as always.
Yeah.
You
It's
know, you're
obvious.
yeah.
It's obvious. It's obvious. But people complaining about if you try to save it actually to the calendar,
Yep.
it redirects you to the page of the meetup. But if you are in the mobile app, I have tried it. That's why I'm saying I've tried it. It redirects you to the web page, and you need to log in again instead of
Yeah.
redirect you to the application, to the app, to
Yeah.
mobile app, and to just open the link. It's okay. Bugs are there everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. That must drive you crazy.
It's a mostly usability issue.
Yeah. True. True.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah.
let's wait for about 3 more minutes, I guess. And
Yeah,
we'll
let's
yeah.
give 3 more minutes. I think someone's
Uh,
trying to join there.
yeah, people, this is from university actually. We have the quarter of an hour. It's the quarter between the transitions of the lessons.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess we can start, Martin.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that let's get started. Hopefully, there'll be a few more people to join. There's certainly a lot more people signed up, but
Okay, I will
yeah.
do a backwards thing if more people join. Yeah, the presentation is to the point, and I will not. It's about late here in Greece. Let's say I see a few people came from joined from Greece, but yeah, of
Yes.
course, we want make the audience to be bored. We need to make it more like a conversation or have
Yes.
anything to ask or yeah. So okay.
Absolutely. Cool. Yeah, I'll just give a quick introduction. So obviously, thanks everyone for joining us this evening, especially those all the way from Greece as well. It's great to have a bit of an international flavour to the meetup this evening. I suppose for people that haven't joined us previously, We Are Tech. We're I suppose a tech agnostic meetup, in as much that we'll cover a lot of different topics, be that tests, be that development UX we've had in the past as well. So we're pretty open as to what we cover. We're strictly online. We're based out of the northeast of England, but of course we do have quite a few people from over the globe join us. What I will say, and I think I said this to John earlier, if we will put this session on YouTube tomorrow, so if anyone doesn't want their face on camera for whatever reason, then please do keep your camera off. But yeah, I think let's get cracking as time's marching on a bit. And yeah, I suppose big thanks to John for joining us and for presenting this evening. And I think I'll pass across to yourself now, John. That's okay.
Yeah, thank you very much, Martin. Thanks for the invite. It's a very honor to me to have you in the meetup. I will, as I said, today we will discuss about myths about test automation. We will try to bust them and to have some open discussion about what from my experience, and of course other people experience to share if they want to about the myths that they're facing in their career. I hopefully all you are familiar with the concept of test automation, of what it is and how we use it, and what exactly we do as testers in our daily job. So I will start with some words for me. I'm John. I'm in Greece they call me Yannis. This is my Greek name. I am in the software development industry for about more than 10 years. I started my career as a developer, so I write code a lot. And joining in the team in Greece here through an agile environment, we experiment with cross-functional teams, and I try to wear the hat of the QA guy, right? And I like it. I have the coding skills, and so I evolved it to automation and automate testing. So I'm passionate about software quality, automation, and of course learning. I learn new things always. I am also an organizer of Meetup here in Thessaloniki that I'm living. It's called Thessaloniki Software Testing QA Meetup. We have many different concepts. It's a meetup all about testing, of course, and quality assurance. We have online meetups during COVID situation. Now we came up with in-person events. And recently, I launched a course about software testing. So I'm a software testing trainer also that has to do with manual and automated testing. And last but not least, I am a proud dad. I have a daughter, 2.5 years. If you hear something from the background, maybe she want to say good night to me or something like that. Yeah, that's about me. So how all the things behind this presentation started. I saw a post on LinkedIn by a company called Vitest. Vitest is a software testing company, as far as I understand, and they shared this image. So there are 5 myths about test automation, and we will analyze it one by one, and we'll try to bust all of them. So the first myth. The first myth that maybe you all hear, of course, forgot to mention that if you want to ask something or write something down, you can interrupt me, of course, to discuss. And if you want to write it in the chat, whatever works for you, it's okay. So let me start from the first myth. The first myth says that doing 100% automation testing. So there is a common sense that people that try to automate it, they called it automate everything in the testing side. That's a myth because, of course, it will take more effort to write certain automation tests than it will save in a manual effort. Let's say you want to validate, I will give an example, right? Let's say you want to validate the background color of the application a web application. It's more complex, of course, and it takes time, as even if you are a pro expert in test automation, to write the automated test to validate it, instead of just because you interact with the application, if you are doing manual testing, to see it if the correct color, right? It's a common sense. From my experience, the automated test should be quality oriented instead of quantity oriented. We will analyze it that more. Of course, the automated tests should be quality oriented because they need to give value to what they do, right? And of course, they need to have the ability to detect issues, right? That's the purpose of writing tests. This is also the 100% automation is a myth because it's impossible, of course, to check all the options. Let's say we have an input parameter or an output parameter to expect. It's impossible to check it. Even if you try to do it, it will take the execution maybe of automated test will take some years or something like that. Of course, the automation will take, if you try to do that, if you try to do 100% of automation, the automation will take many sprints to finish that if you are working in an agile environment, right? So this is not kind of agile that you want to achieve. And the last fact that we need to have to bust this myth is that you need to run this test that you try to automate at least one time manually, right? That's the case that you want. So some people believe that all testing can be automated and the manual testing is unnecessary. But while test automation can greatly increase the efficiency, it's not possible to automate all types of testing. Certain types of testing, such as exploratory testing, usability testing, required human intuition and creativity. So it's important to find the right balance between manual and automated testing to ensure the quality of software. 100% automation, it's not the thing. So I will move to the next slide. The next slide, it has to do with the myth in a funny image, right? So here we have the tester that says, I have executed all the tests, so we have 100% coverage now. But you see that his nose is is getting bigger because this is not, of course, true, and he don't know anything. He talk about the coverage, right? It's an obvious thing that he cannot achieve 100% coverage. So let's move to the second myth. The second myth is that the automation testing, automated testing or automation testing, you can call it whatever you want, is superior to manual testing. This myth can be busted with these 4-5 bullets. So the first of all, we need to have that human intelligence is not replaceable until now. We don't know yet. That's why I have it there until now. The machines cannot have the error guessing that, as I said, the human intention and creativity will guess. Also, the knowledge of the domain that you are testing, if you are working in a company that has to do with, let's say, infrastructure or gambling or whatever, you are a domain expert during the testing this application or web application, whatever it is, the product. The test automation from the beginning of its all started. It started to support manual testing, not, of course, replace it. And as I said before, types of testing like usability testing, exploratory testing cannot be automated, of course. So some people believe that automated testing is always better than manual testing because it's faster and more accurate. That's true. But while automation testing has its benefits, it has also limitations, right? Automated tests are only good as test cases they are based on. And if there are test cases that poorly written, automated tests will not be effective, of course. Manual testing has a great flexibility on that, of course, and adaptability to new scenarios to tests that may not be encountered by automated tests. So an example, a manual tester can notice a visual defect in the user interface that automated testing will not have code, or as I said before, the usability issue, something that is hard to achieve, and you need to do many clicks to go to the goal, searching for a product and return back. So those things cannot be automated, and of course the automation is not superior. As I said, test automation supports manual testing. And the funny image here is that we started as first we automated the testing, right? And then we automated the development, sorry, and then we automated the design. And the question was, what's the harm, right? What may go wrong? And we see here that humans work for the machines, not machines for humans. And let's go to the third myth. Automation means immediate benefits. Many companies believe that they will invest in automation, in test automation, and will get immediate feedback and return on investment and all of this kind of stuff that automation offers. But this is not true. Why this is not true? Because we need time to understand what to automate and how. So there are different types of test automation and different levels. There will be on API, there will be on integration level, there will be on end-to-end level, and the UI level. And this needs to have a great understanding of the system, how it works, what's their level. And of course, we need to build a test strategy from an experienced a senior engineer, let's say. The second fact is that if you are working with complex systems, the mocks infrastructure or the test environment setup maybe needs an effort to do it. So all of this time consuming. So there's no easy thing to do. Of course, a wrong design automation strategy may take too long without any results. So if your test automation strategy is wrong, of course it will take time to understand what's going on and why this is not working. Of course, the flakiness of the test is hard to avoid, especially when we talk in the higher level, on end-to-end level. And of course, you need to always, when you start a test automation project and you want to integrate test automation in your project, we need to have in your mind that the test maintaining, it's maintaining as the production code. It's a code, it's a software development project. The test automation is a software development project. So you need to have there the principles and how the code will be maintainable and all best practices about the software development. And of course, maybe you have engineers that have lack of training in this topic, so you need to invest also training on the people. So there are no immediate benefits on test automation. So implementing test automation requires planning, requires design, requires maintenance. It takes time to create effective automated tests and integrate them into the testing process. Of course, in short term, there may be a decrease in productivity as a tester adjusts to new tools and processes. So, however, in long term, the benefits of the automation is significant, right? That's why all people want to hire automation testers. To automate tests effectively, the team needs to invest in infrastructure, as I said, test environments, mocks, and all of this kind of stuff, tools, and training. furthermore, automation requires continuous maintenance and updates and adding to the initial investment. So it's a continuous process. It's nothing that it's not a silver bullet that you will do automation and you will get the results back. It's a continuous process in the in each project that it's adopted. And the funny image here is here is Batman. I don't know if it's Robin, those who's slapping, and he said, "I need you to automate testing. This functionality you can do it in Selenium." It says Selenium, of course, but Batman slaps him and says, "Fool, UI testing is the most expensive guide," and this is true. If you have learned about the test pyramid, you will see that the end-to-end tests on the top level should be the most few, and all other unit test and integration test and API test will be up, building the pyramid. But the end-to-end UI, it's the most expensive and and should be the few ones. So let's go to the fourth myth. A universal automation tool exists. Many people believe that you will use a tool like Selenium or whatever, and they will automate all types of testing. There are so much different types of testing that can be. Until now, I have not seen any kind of tool that combined all of them in one tool. Of course, when you select a tool, you should select a tool that fits to your team skills. So an example is you will use a JavaScript library, but no one in your team knows JavaScript, and you will face a lot of issues, and you will not able to get any help on that, right? You will be alone on this path. So have in mind that if you try to select a tool, you always need to assess the team skills. And of course, there are different operating systems, there are different browsers, there are different mobile devices that cannot be converted and have all these capabilities in one tool. And of course, the last is that if you are working in legacy systems, you need to have the backwards compatibility with all the technologies, and of course, a tool with this cost of maintenance to support all these technologies. It's not efficient. So the key point here is that you need to use the right tool for the right job. There are many different types of testing, and each type requires different tools and approaches, right? There is no one-size solution for test automation. It's important to choose the right tool to specific type of testing to be performed. Example, load testing requires different type of automation than functional testing. There are tools that do the load testing, the automated load testing, of course, but it's different. So the funny image here is a guy that tried to use, it's not called needle, I don't remember the English word about that. Try to, and the image says, use the right tool for the right job. So let's move to the last one. All the automated tests should pass always. That is another myth that needs to bust it. All automated, if your managers believe that all automated tests should pass always, you need to reassess. You're doing something wrong. You need to reassess the process, because if they pass always, first of all, there are many reasons that a test will fail. There will be operating system related issues, browser, hardware, network, etc. It's in many kind of things that can go wrong. And the second that you need to think is that if your test always pass, seems that they don't have something. So that's why I said if you are in this situation, do not ignore it if the test pass always. Automated test can fail for a variety of reasons, including changes in the software, big testing, changes in the environment, and errors, and maybe the errors will be in the automation code, who knows, but failing test can provide valuable feedback on an issue that need to be addressed. It's important to investigate a failing test to identify and address underlying issues. So there is always a question that need to ask to yourself: are the tests wrong, or is the system wrong? So if their tests pass always, maybe the test is wrong. But if something is failing, you need to always have in mind that find the root cause and hit it in with an automated test to cover it. This is a practice. This is from the best practices that I have learned in my career. And how to make then the managers happy and have the test always pass. So how to pass all your tests? No bugs, no complaints, no more retesting. So you write the code, you execute the code, right? You write the test viewing the execution and you execute the tests, and voila. So this is kind of, you know, you see an error, you write a test that confirms the error, and it's okay. You can proceed to the next step, to the next task. And last but not least, the most important fact is if you don't have any failing test, you don't have any failing test if you have no test at all. So the test automation can be a powerful tool for improving software quality and increase efficiency, but it's important to understand the limitations and realities to test automation. There are people that if you are trying to do something wrong from the beginning, as I said, to follow those myths, it's better to have no test at all and do all the tests manually. I think that's pretty it. I was saying that I wanted to state on to the point about those myths. I'm open for a discussion to ask me whatever you want, what it's kind of familiar to you, or it was kind of different to you, and you want to discuss it here. Thank you for your time, of course. And here you can scan this code if you use your phone, and redirection to my LinkedIn, and we can connect and share ideas or whatever you want. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, John. That was fab. I like the QR code at the end there. Very very tech savvy. I suppose a question from my side. I mean, obviously, I've recruited a lot of testers previously. So I'll just get my camera on. There we go. Yeah, as someone that's recruited a lot of testers previously and staffed a lot of test teams. Yeah. I think it's a really valid point that you've made around it being a bit of a myth that you can automate everything. But I've heard this from really quite experienced test managers. And, you know, when you go out to market looking for someone, they always want a lot of test automation skills. Whereas in reality, I would think a team wouldn't need everyone to be automating things all the time. You know, do you find that as well amongst really quite senior testers, senior people within software development? They've got this idea that you can automate everything. Is that something you've came across quite often in your career? Because I know you've worked at a few different places, obviously consultancy as well. Is it quite a common thing that you see amongst peers, I suppose?
Yeah, so the people want to have, as you mentioned, there are people that want to go to market fast and have automate things and avoid regressions and
Yeah,
all of this kind of stuff. Yeah, I totally agree with that. I mean with that, the main problem is that if you try to think to automate 100% for the first myth, right?
yeah,
And you don't invest in the mindset of quality assurance on the why the people call testers, right? Because they think different scenarios, they have knowledge of the domain, and maybe they know that a code change in this component may affect this and this and this that the developer, when writing the code, doesn't see it, and all of this kind of stuff. This kind of scenarios, automated testing will not cover and it will not catch them, because automated testing, as I said, created to support manual testing. The manual testing, of course, gives all the things that has to do with the creativity, but the test automation gives the repetitive task and repetitive test that needs to happen. Of course, I totally agree to automate them, and that's my job. There's nothing it has to do with you need to find the right balance. That's my recommendation. You need to find the right balance. All the people that wants to follow a career as a test automation guy, or be in the part of the QA world, need to understand that automation is not everything. You need to have also skills regarding, as I said, error guessing, exploratory testing, all of this kind of skill set that makes you a great tester, a great, not only, you just take the scenario, you write the code, the Selenium script, whatever it is. As I mentioned that, of course, if you do the wrong testing strategy, you will have too many end-to-end tests. That's a common thing that I see in the companies. They have too many UI end-to-end tests, no unit test, or a little amount of unit tests. The unit test, of course, is a developer's role in a developer side. They don't have any kind. They have a few unit tests, no integration tests, some API tests. So you invert the test pyramid. The test pyramid says that you build the system in layers, right? You are in the unit layer, you have the most unit tests. You have the amount of tests there should be huge. Should be a rule of coverage, maybe we'll say 80%. So 80% of in the functional level, in the unit level, need to be covered by unit tests. And then you go to the upper level, to the integration, how these components and units interact with external system, interact with a database, interact with whatever they want. So you have many tests again, but they are fewer. And then going to the API level, before just open the browser, and just do the user interaction clicks and verify the result. And go to the API level, you verify that the API works correctly, you send those amount of data, you get the correct response, you can create, update, delete, whatever you want to do through the API. And then the most critical and the most valuable scenarios will be in the end-to-end level through the browser, let's say, if we are talking for a web application, right? So first, as I said, all of this myths needs you need to have in mind to bust all the wrong tactics that most of the companies follow. That's the reason of presentation. There are people that will be stuck to it. One of these myths, maybe a guy will be a CTO that they say, here we're doing 100% test automation. It's, maybe he's totally wrong.
Surely it's
Yeah.
impossible.
Maybe we have a guy in the team that say, "Oh, who cares about manual testing? I'm an automation guy. I automated on things." This guy's mindset is also wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe we have a guy that comes in and say, okay, or a project manager that comes in and say, okay, we will. What do you want? We need an automation tester to hire an automation tester. Okay, you will hide, but I need immediate benefits. I need to see the benefits of my investment in to hire an extra person immediate. That will be not the case. And of course, maybe you have a hipster guy that always tries new tool, and he say, we have the perfect tool with for test automation. We will use it and throw all of your work out. And the last myth is for the people that don't monitor the test executions. You know, as I said, you have all the tests you have all your tests always pass. Something is wrong. Something's going wrong. The tests are not catching something. Yeah. Did you cover? Did I cover your question?
Yeah, very much so. That was really good answer. Really good kind of overview. Thank you.
Anything else from anybody else? Any question, you can write in chat, you can open your microphone, whatever you want. I'm here to discuss it. You know, I want to be more an open discussion of what do you think about those myths. What is your opinion regarding those myths? If you faced any of these myths in your daily job, if you're working in the testing industry, I don't know.
Hello from me. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, name's Vangelis, fellow Greek. Hello, Yanni. Thanks for the presentation. So I actually have a couple of questions. One is, I will preface the question saying that due to, I mean, it is a fact that you know, if you are in order to become, or let's say in order to start your journey as a manual tester, you don't really need to have any. You need to have certain skills, like you said, but not strictly, you know, technical or programming background. And this combined with the fact that nowadays, you know, there is a huge demand for you know, QA engineers. It means that more and more you know, QA, software QAs start from non-technical background. So my question to you, and I have this question to you because in the beginning of the presentation, you identified yourself as a trainer. So I want you to answer me as a trainer. Say if let's say if you have in your team a manual tester with no programming background, comes to you and tells you, Yanni, I want, you know, I want to start, like, I want to have aspirations to become, you know, test automation engineer. How would you approach this request? Like, what advice would you give to that person? Because the truth of the matter is that the best test automation engineers have prior background as a developer, like yourself, you said. So this is, you know, when it comes to test automation, this is a huge advantage and benefit. So with regards to someone with no programming background, how do you approach that?
Yeah, sure. That's a question that always I'm getting, and that's why I structure my my courses regarding manual and automation test like this. So the main thing is that, as I said, first of all, you need to have the QA mindset. In my starting of my career, I didn't have the QA mindset. I challenged to wear the hat of the QA guy, you know, to try to find bugs, test cases, and all of this kind of stuff that manual testers doing. And then there was a demo of Selenium that someone showed me from the team, and I liked it. The main goal here, and the main thing is that a career of manual tester can start it, as you said, from different kind of people. There are people coming from software support, there are people coming from domain knowledge, skills that maybe they will try to doing in the software that came up, the product that came up in their company, and then it needs to be tested, so they have some mindset. The approach that I follow, and I think that this is the best. This is the kind of, we try to find out the best, of course. It's the approach of, you know, you have some kind of experience, you would know what the unit test is, you would know what the integration test is, you know what the API is from your experience as a manual tester, and of course, you know the user interface, and we would try to reassess the whole process. So we're talking about different kinds of test automation. We do an introduction of what test automation is, and what exactly are the benefits, and all of this kind of stuff. And we are going to test automation from scratch. So if you are familiar with any kind of programming language, if you are not, we will learn something like Python or TypeScript, JavaScript, whatever it is, or Java, I don't know. You know, if you are working in a company, mainly we have something from those three huge tech stacks. So the main goal here is to teach you the basics of programming, that you don't need the huge programming experience to write test automation scripts, right? You will try to learn the basics, or if you are a computer science, you have a bachelor degree in computer science or whatever has to do with that, you need to remember back the basics of programming, and then moving forward with examples, with hands-on experience, with projects, you will find step by step how we can do an API test. Of course, as I said, I'm focusing most of the API because I believe that you need to know to write API test, and not moving on from the first type to browser automation tools like Selenium, Cypress, Playwright, whatever it is. So we will focus on the API test automation, that is kind of, you know, how the HTTP protocol works, put, get, post, delete, all of this kind of stuff. And then at the end, you will learn how to automate the browser and the clicks and all of this kind of stuff to need it to be an automation engineer. So that's my advice. That's how the course is structured. And of course, as I said, it needs an effort to, it has a learning curve, but you will have, if you have the QA mindset, the automation will support you. It's not the purpose of the course. That's why I split it to two different courses. One is the QA journey, software testing journey. That's how I call it. And the other one is the test automation journey. My advice to manual testers that wants to become and adopt automation skills, the first thing that they need to do is why they doing it, how we can assess a candidate case for automation, what are the levels of automation that we can approach, and of course, what are the basic tools that, and don't forget, I mentioned it also about the tooling, right? When you choose a tool to automate, you need to assess the tooling. So if you stuck somewhere, you try to maintain a code, a test case in automated way, you will get the help from a developer that is expert in, let's say, Java, and your tech stack is automation tech stack is Java. So you will get the help of a developer in this kind of problems. That's the reason. That's my suggestion. I don't know if I cover your question. We can discuss more, whatever. Yeah.
Yes, was very lengthy answer. So yeah, you covered everything. And actually, you kind of answered a follow-up question that I had, where basically, if I don't know if it's maybe another myth to bust, but with regards to whether it makes sense for QAs to start writing, to start, let's say, building the test automation framework in the same programming language that the actual product that they're testing is written.
That's the recommendation, because if you need to help with the code, you need to get the help from someone that knows code, right? Knows how to code. That's the reason that of course, it's not so, from my experience, it's not so complex. Let's say the code that you need to write for the automation, it's not so complex as a backend, let's say, infrastructure of code with frameworks and all of this kind of tooling. But when you need whatever you need to get some help, you ask a developer, okay, I need to, an example is, okay, I need to optimize it. I need to make it more abstract. I need to, all of these kind of things that maybe a developer can help you. And that's the goal of Agile, right? The collaboration is the first rule.
Yes, I agree with you. And, just like you said, QAs, I mean, yes, they do need to have, programming knowledge, but not, in depth as developers. So, it really helps, if you get stuck on something, for a developer, it might be, a lot easier to help you than, if you have no support and if you were actually writing in a different language.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you very much for your time.
We've got a question on the chat there as well, John, from Mustafa. Can you read that, John? Question in the chat. How can we address and make disappear these myths? So myths around test automation. I suppose it's one thing recognizing it, but of course the other thing is, how do you convince your teams, your managers, that you can't automate everything? I suppose, have you got any strategies to I suppose promote the fact that you can't automate everything, and I suppose get people thinking a bit more broadly around testing, as opposed to being solely wanting to go in the one direction?
Yeah. How we can address and make disappear
this is a tricky one.
Yeah, that's the tricky part. You need to convince the managers.
Yeah.
And that is not an easy part. Mostly people, ideally the people that not maybe have a technical knowledge about how the things work. The testing also is something that is abstract to non-technical people.
Sure.
From the developer perspective, they ask you to put a button there. The button clicks and redirects to another page, and you will get paid for it, right? But from the testing perspective, it's not so kind of easy to explain how this button is there and it works as expected, and all of this kind of stuff. It's things that managers and people and non-technical people don't understand. My advice to this situation is to speak their language, and their language are numbers, are reports, and mostly has to do with. I have an example for that. I have an example for that. Yeah, I have an example that said it many times in one of my presentations. I have said it. Yeah. So think about an e-commerce website, right? That sells something, sells cell phones. I don't know, whatever, and you try to convince your manager to do a load testing. When you go to the manager, we need to have the load testing. Why we need them? He said to monitor the traffic when we have a heavy usage or something like that. Of course, managers don't understand the load testing keyword. he don't know what it is, or she don't know what it is. The main example of this is you can say an example in the real world. So let's say, go to the manager, let's say we will do a Black Friday on the e-commerce website. And this time that we're trying to have the Black Friday offers, maybe we will have 100 users or 1,000 users, I don't know, whatever the number is, simultaneously, right? So this may cause a web server failure, and the customers will not able to order anything. That immediately translate to loss of money, right? So this is the easy way to go from a technical perspective of load testing to assess the load that the system, the web server, whatever it is, can handle, translated to an actual scenario that maybe happened. This kind of tricks is, as I said, numbers, reports, and of course open discussion with no technical terms. It's all about the customer experience. You know, if you want to have a great customer experience, you need to have quality. If you want to have people that working in an efficient development life cycle, they wanted to have all of this kind of myths busted, because if you fail to any kind of this myth, you will probably fail to the cost of maintenance. Maybe you will readjust your testing strategy. That takes time, and maybe this will not be a happy situation from the team and from your side, of course. Yeah. I don't know, Mustafa, if I answered your questions. It's a very huge discussion on how you can convince the manager about those myths. You're welcome.
Cool, thanks. Now that's a really interesting point there, John. I think, you know, when you're working larger teams, there's not a lot of technical people. You've got to start understanding people's motivations first and foremost out with the tech, and you know what they will find relatable. So I think that's a really good point. It's always difficult to implement, of course, isn't it? But I think if you start with that in mind, you've got a greater chance of, I suppose, affecting things positively. So yeah. Really good point. Any other questions for John at the moment?
Okay. I think that that was it. Thank you very much for your time. You can ask me whatever if you connect with me LinkedIn. Martin, thank you again for hosting. It was a pleasure.
No problem at all. Thank you for joining us. I really appreciate it. That was really interesting. It's always great to get different perspectives on things. Yeah, I suppose for everyone here, thank you for coming as well. I'll put the YouTube recording onto YouTube tomorrow. I'll put the link there on Meetup as well. But it's at We Are Tech Meetup is the handle, but I'll pop it in the group for everyone. If you want to kind of have a look back, and there's some other resources on there as well from other meetups around testing and some other topics, so do have a look about as well. But yeah, thanks again, John. Really appreciate you taking the time. I know it's getting a bit late in Greece now. So yeah, I think we'll.
Yeah, no worries. Then thank you. It was a pleasure. Thank you, all the guys that attempted. Have a good night.
Perfect. Thanks all. Have a good one. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.